Did you know that you can tell someone something without ever opening your mouth or even typing something out on a keyboard? The reason you can do this is because we all use verbal and nonverbal messages in different ways to communicate every single day. During my time as a communications major at Northwestern State University, I've studied verbal and nonverbal messages. So today, I would like to share what I have learned about these two ways we communicate and how we can use them effectively. First, I will talk about one way we can try to avoid misunderstandings in our verbal communication. Then I will discuss nonverbal messages and the different ways we use them to communicate. Lastly, I will talk about a few ways we can improve the effectiveness of our nonverbal messages. Communication is how we solve problems and also how we cause problems. So if we learn more about how we communicate, it can help us to become more of a problem solver than a problem starter. According to Webster's Dictionary, verbal means of relating to or involving words rather than meaning or substance. So when using verbal messages to communicate, we can cause misunderstandings because our meaning may not be clear. A person could say one thing and actually mean something completely different. For example, a boss could say, "I'd like that report done as soon as you can finish," when they really mean, "I need that report today." Or a manager could say, "I really expected more out of you." And the recipient of that communication could think that they're not allowed to mess up anymore, or they could possibly get fired, when the manager really just wants them to try harder than they did last time. One way we can try to avoid misunderstandings in our verbal communications is through the avoidance of equivocal terms, which are words with more than one generally accepted meaning. For example, in the English language, we have words with multiple meanings, such as record, which could mean a vinyl record, like this one, which is known for playing music, or record could also mean the record held for the world's longest hot dog. Just like that, having multiple meanings, sometimes we can misinterpret what people are trying to tell us because they have a different meaning. According to the textbook Business Communication, most equivocal misunderstandings arise in casual conversations where statements seem perfectly clear until you discover that others can interpret them differently. For example, plane tickets and hotel reservations for Portland could be booked for Oregon instead of the intended destination of Maine because they are both cities in both of the states. So to avoid the equivocal misunderstanding, you should always be aware of equivocal words and clarify so that each person understands completely. Using the wrong words can cause miscommunication, but also not using words can cause a miscommunication. Nonverbal communication is defined as communication without spoken or written word. While listening to your friend tell a story, you may not be aware that you're communicating nonverbal messages through how you look and what your eyes and face are doing, but you are. One type of verbal message is your appearance. It communicates a nonverbal message to people, and it can affect how people receive messages you send them. Attractive people are considered more likable and persuasive, so you should always try and look your best. Another kind of nonverbal message is your face and eyes. According to helpguide.org, the human face is extremely expressive, able to convey countless emotions without saying a word. Research has found that viewers can often accurately judge facial expressions. A confused expression can lead to someone knowing that they need to explain what they're saying more. Then the eyes. Visual contact is an invitation to speak. A speaker who does not want to continue speaking will drop eye contact and not continue to look straight into your eyes. You can improve your nonverbal message effectiveness through self-monitoring, observing how you speak and how you communicate with others. Another way to help your effectiveness is to show an interest in others and become close to them. Practice being relaxed and leaning into conversations. In summary, you are constantly communicating messages verbally and nonverbally. So practicing and monitoring can help you communicate effectively and keep misunderstandings from happening in the workplace and in your social life. So the next time you're talking to an annoying coworker, be careful, because you know now that you are communicating through nonverbal messages through your face and eyes.